Good afternoon, students. My name is Grace Charlie, and today we are going to look at some parts of grammar. And I'm going to major on a noun clause. Welcome for our class today. So, what is a noun clause? A noun clause is a dependent clause that functions as a noun. A noun clause is often part of an independent clause where it can be a subject or an object. I guess we all know what a subject is and we all know what a object is. We have an example here of a sentence, and it says, what the newspaper reported was incorrect. The newspaper is the subject and was acts as our verb. Another sentence, people once believed that the world was flat. Believed becomes our verb, while the object is the world. So a noun clause can also follow certain objectives and nouns. Example, we are happy that the semester was over. Our adjective here is happy, and the noun is the semester was over. Another sentence, who first challenged the belief that the world was flat? Belief becomes noun, and the world was flat becomes the object. We have three kinds of noun clauses. And our first one, it's that clauses which begin with the word that. We have another kind that is if or whether clauses which begin with the word whether or if. We have our last kind of noun clause, and we call them question clauses, which begin with a question word such as who, what, where, when, or how. We want to discuss about that clauses. A that clause is a dependent noun clause that begins with the word that. For example, the young filmmaker hopes that his film will be a financial success. Sometimes we can sometimes omit that if the meaning is clear without it. However, you can never omit that when it is the first word in a sentence. Yeah, you cannot. We have our first sentence that says the young filmmaker hopes that his film will be a financial success. That sentence remains correct because that has been used in the way it is supposed to be used. Another one, the young filmmaker hopes his film will be a financial success. This sentence without that in it, it means it is correct, meaning that that can never be used in all sentences. We have another sentence that his film is a critical success is beyond doubt. That his film is a critical success beyond his doubt. That one is also correct. But here the last sentence that says his film is a critical success beyond doubt, it remains incorrect because first it is not a dependent. It's a dependent one. The sentence cannot stand on itself. That clause can appear in different locations. Yeah, it is not a must that it appears at the beginning of a sentence. Number one, after the independent clause verb, it's where that clause can appear. The most common position of a noun clause is after the verb of the independent clause, where it functions as the object of the verb. For example, in this sentence, the catalog states that science courses requires a laboratory period. Our catalog becomes the subject and states becomes our verb. And our first part of the sentence that is containing the sentence, the subject and the verb, that is the catalog states it's a independent clause, because we don't know what has been stated, what the catalog states. And now when you come to the second part of the sentence, that science causes require a laboratory period, it acts as our object or our noun clause. I hope you understand. So another place where that can occur, it's after certain adjectives, which means not all, that cannot appear in all adjectives. That clause can also follow certain adjectives such as happy, glad, pleased, sad, sorry, surprised, sure, worried. Yeah. Example in a sentence, the class was surprised that the instructor canceled the final exam. Surprised is our adjective. And our that has appeared immediately after the adjective. The first part, as I've divided the sentence, is an independent clause, and the other part is a noun clause. So which means that is used in introducing noun clauses. Number 3 part is after certain nouns, not all nouns. I hope you've marked that. That clause can follow certain nouns such as idea, theory, thought, claim. Yeah, claim should be claim. Claim and statement. For example, in a sentence, no one believed Galileo's theory that Earth revolves around the sun. In our first part of the sentence, that is, no one believed Galileo's theory, acts as an independent clause because it can stand on its own. But when it comes to the second part, that Earth revolves around the sun, it is a noun clause, and again, it is a dependent clause, because when you told that Earth revolves around the sun, what does it mean? It means that there is an information that was left out before that sentence. Number 4 part, at the beginning of a sentence. That clause at the beginning of a sentence functions as the subject of the independent clause verb. For example, that Earth is getting warmer is certain. That is an independent clause. And the Earth is getting warmer becomes our noun clause because it contains the subject. In our last part of today's lesson, we're looking at sentences beginning with it and how they help to show a noun clause. So starting a sentence with a noun clause seems awkward to many English speakers. So they often write such sentences by putting it at the beginning and moving the noun clause to the end. We have examples of sentences here. We have an awkward sentence, and the first awkward sentence states that Earth is getting warmer, it's certain. That sentence is very awkward. Even we can think that it's not grammatically correct. That Earth is getting warmer is certain. But now, in addition of it to the beginning of the sentence, for it to be better, it is certain that Earth is getting warmer. At least that one feels more correct and grammatically correct compared to the first sentence. In addition, the verb following it, into brackets, except be or any intransitive verb like seem or appear, is often written in the passive voice, especially in academic writings. Examples, it has been proven that the world's deserts are expanding. It was agreed that the meeting will be postponed until next week. And again, we can also write those statements in an active voice. Yeah, and that is what we are going to look in our next lesson. Thank you for being keen during the lesson. I hope everyone has attained something. And yeah, let's meet in our next lesson. Thank you.